I was wondering what was hurting my ears before. It's
Your
earrings.
earring.
Pushing against the...
You just put it on the table. You don't have a hole, right?
Nah. Only because you got to look after it for like 2 weeks. We train too much, it'll just be dirty, get dirty and stuff like that. Infected, probably.
Are you guys not allowed to have any accessories for your team?
While we train?
Yeah.
No, definitely not. It'll be dangerous, too dangerous.
Even in the game, right?
Yeah, people like rip your ears and stuff like that. Stuff that it's just too dangerous.
It'd be funny if there was someone like, those like big holes that they put in on their ears.
Yeah, some players do like have that, but
Just hook him,
yeah,
pull him back.
Oof, no, stuff that. Ooh. Do not want that image.
Welcome to the Den. Like always, I'm your host, Masashi, and I am always here with one and only.
Jay.
Why are you doing that? But
That's my name. What's up, everyone? My name's Jay. I am Den and DaDen. I almost forgot. But I did not forget. So I'm Jay. What's up, everyone? Good to see you all again. We're back, and I'm back with that same beard. Looking wild.
sooner or later, he's going to shave that beard.
No. I'm keeping this for as long as I can.
Who's going to stop you from growing it out?
Myself and my thoughts. And am I able to keep it? I'm going to keep it. It's been like this for a couple of weeks, but... No, not a week and a half. But
Doesn't it irritate you?
No. Well, like, look-wise, yeah. Like, it looks a bit rough.
No.
And, like, I'm so used to shaving it every morning. But that's when we find out the real man inside me, the mentality, the beast inside me. Can I withstand this tough period or can I not?
Do you use a mechanical shave? Or,
Nah, like a razor.
Oh, so like hand raised.
Yeah. Well, I don't really grow facial hair in the first place, so.
Oh, but you shave every day, don't you?
Yeah, shave every day. This is like, this is like a week and like 2 days. For some people, they'll probably have a beard down to their chest by now, but.
And even that's my max for me as well.
This?
Yeah.
Oh. For some people, they'll probably have a beard done to the chest.
Really? That came
Who
out?
said that?
I'm surprised Siri even reacted to that.
Thank you, Siri. Okay, now you don't want to talk back.
Awkward. Right, today's topic is, we talked about it during the culture topic a bit. It's about work in Japan, Japanese working environment. So you've been here in Japan for 10 years. Have you worked in New Zealand?
I had like a part-time job.
Oh, what did you do?
Lifeguard.
Oh, wow, that is Oh,
Some things you don't know about me, you know?
I never knew about that. Lifeguard?
I'm a lifeguard.
Really? I'm gonna be scared
I
if a
am
big guy like you just came.
qualified lifeguard.
Do you have to be qualified?
Yes, there's like a course you have to take.
Oh, so you're certified.
Yes, I'm a certified. There's a lot of things you don't know.
Are you
about.
sure it wasn't in the pool?
No. Oh, there was a pool lifeguard. But you can. I think it's like certificate for both pool and life saving.
Oh, okay.
There's a lifeguard and life saving.
Which one were you?
I'm both.
Oh, really?
I'm only a lifeguard. But I done the certificate. I done the course when I was 17, I think.
Oh, okay. So
It's
before you
like
came to Japan.
Before I came to Japan, yes. So that was like my only part-time job I have ever had,
Oh, okay.
which was as a lifeguard.
Why did you choose lifeguard?
That's a good question. Why did I choose lifeguard? Well, we had my mum had a friend that could get me to take the course. And it was like, you got paid to do the course and you gained a certificate as a lifeguard for like a lifeguard certificate. So I just thought it was something good to have on my CV, just to have another certificate. Because I also got my first aid certificate as well.
Oh.
Do you have your first aid certificate?
No, I don't think so.
See, it's another certificate you should get. So yeah, I've got my first aid. I've also got my deep water diving license.
Oh, wow, okay.
My scuba diving license.
Oh, interesting.
So there's a lot of things you don't know about me, guys.
Why are you trying to sound sexy?
Because I am.
That sounds like you're trying
No,
to.
but yeah, I done lifeguarding as the only part-time job I've had.
Oh, okay. So before you came to Japan, that was the only job you actually did?
Yeah, it was only like for like a year.
Oh, that's not a long time.
No, yeah, and I only worked on school holidays.
So not many working hours.
No, not really.
How much did you get paid for being a lifeguard?
At that time, I think it was like $18.20 an hour.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad for a 17-year-old. And if you worked on public holidays, you got double.
Typical of.
So I was always back home on school holidays, which was like, and they would have school public holidays on some days. So I would always work those days. But yeah, so those are the days I would work. It was good. It was good fun, a good summer job. Chill job too, like real chill and not much to do, but just walk around and save people's lives.
Why
Not that I saved any lives, but I was just standing there.
Luckily, no one was
Yeah,
hurt.
no, that was very lucky. Very lucky. I think like the only incident I ever had was like someone cut their arm or head on something.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's about it. But that's when my first aid certificate came in handy.
Okay, wow, okay. And then you came to Japan.
Yes.
Have you worked in Japan, like part-time job?
No.
Oh.
At that time when I was a student?
When you were a student in Japan?
No. We weren't allowed to because I was on a student visa.
Oh, okay.
So, no, I did not work when I first came here as a student. Nothing. We got like an allowance anyway. So there was no need for us to work. And we lived out in the country. So there was nowhere to spend your money anyway.
Okay. So
And we got everything looked after, like in terms of living, food.
Oh, okay. You were lived in a dormitory as well, right?
No, we had like a little one-room apartment.
Oh, okay.
Like a real tiny one. But there was no need. We got food given to us from the school anyway, so it was fine.
Okay. So everything was supported when you came as a student.
Yes.
So after that, you became a professional rugby player.
Yes.
You started. You worked and played rugby at the same time, right?
Yes.
Even now, you do that same thing.
Yes.
So
actually, for my first year, now I was just fully rugby.
Okay.
With the current team, they just allowed me just to play rugby for like a full year.
Oh.
At that time, we were a lot higher in the grade, and we had a lot more support from the company team. But as the years went on, the company kind of withdrew their support, which meant that I either had to find a job or move to another team. And they kind of gave me a job anyway that helped me play rugby as well. So that was really helpful of the team.
Okay. So now you work while you play.
Yes.
What do you do?
So pretty much I work at a sports clinic where I just sit down on a chair and play on my phone.
I believe you when you say that, actually.
I work at a sports clinic and I kind of just help out around the place.
Okay.
There's not much for me to do, and I'm not really there for many hours a day. But for example, people come there after they get surgery. A lot of athletes, so it's a sports clinic, how would you say specialist clinic. So people that get injured, they come to the rehab part and rehab their muscles that they had surgery on. And I would help out not so much in the rehabilitation of fixing their knee and stuff like that, but more in terms of their knee is fine. Now they need to train their muscles again to go back to their sport, to play full again. So I would kind of help out, as in like, say there was a rugby player that got injured and now they have to remember how to tackle again, or now they have to remember how to step again, or some rugby skills. So I would help out with those types of players or those types of people that came to the clinic. People that wanted to learn exercises that help build muscle. I'm not a personal trainer or anything like that, but in terms of rugby, we do a lot of training. So I would help, like if they want to do exercising or build up aerobic fitness or muscle fitness, or like muscle training, I would just share my knowledge with those guys, whether they be athletes or just normal people, and that just want to give my experience on top of how I've played rugby for a while, and just try and kind of share it with them. So that's one thing I would do at the clinic, and another one is just help out the nurses. So it's also a hospital, it's a clinic as well, and normal patients come to get like injuries checked or body parts checked and stuff like that. So there's also nurses there, and so I would just help out. I can't do anything like a nurse, like give injections or prepare needles or stuff like that, but in terms of like there's a lot that they have to do, and just like help out, like if there's anything that I can help make their job easier, like in terms of like restocking stuff for providing good vibes. That's pretty much how I just like to go back there and talk to them, and it seems like a stressful job, so I just go to the back and create a good mood, and yeah, that's pretty much what I do.
Okay, interesting. So that's the first time you actually like became part of the Japanese like work environment.
Yeah.
How was it, like any difficult? Was it tough when you first time work?
Yeah, it was quite tough because Japanese work, or that environment, like Japanese people and work environment, they're really strict on routine, really strict on doing things this way at this time. It's got to be by the book, word by word, like rule by rule. It's got to be to the fine point. And I guess in a clinic, sports clinic, in the hospital, medical world, I guess you do kind of have to play by that rule. But me, I don't come from that world. I'm a rugby player. I'm a sports person, so I was a little bit relaxed in terms of those stuff. So that was kind of difficult to adjust to, how strict they were on routine and how real disciplined they were on following the rule books. So that was really difficult for me to adjust to. Like, work starts at 8:45. No, we have to be there by 8:45, and the work starts at 9. But like, some people were there from like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh wow.
And I was like thinking, what are you doing for that 1 hour? And they're not doing anything, they're just walking around or sitting around or like preparing stuff for the day. And I'm like, if we don't have to be at 8:45, I'm not getting here till 8:44. Which is what I do still to this day. But I do understand, like, being early and on time is good. Like, that's very important. Like, following the rules in terms of being on time is very good. And being early, you're on time if you're early. And I definitely understand that. But an hour before, no, I'm not showing up that early. I'm still asleep by the time those guys are at work.
Did you get any like like, so besides like working hours, was there anything like difficult to adjust to in the way like language wise and stuff like that?
Yeah, definitely. It's medical industry, so there's a whole different dictionary on medical words and stuff like that. And I'm still trying to learn Japanese, let alone know about ACL injuries in Japanese word, or muscles and like muscle parts, body parts, all in Japanese. So every time they talk another language to me, even though it's Japanese, but it's like another type of Japanese language. So I'm trying to adjust to these words, and then especially when I'm training, like helping train someone, whether it be a tackle technique, a pass technique, or simple muscle exercise, when you teach that, you got to teach them in Japanese, and you've got to like speak about muscles and stuff like that. And not that I don't know that stuff, but it's still hard to try and explain in Japanese. And you have to be proper. You have to be exact with your words, because it's an injury and it's very specific to what you have to speak. So trying to learn those words was very difficult at the start. But now I'm quite natural with it. Like I just teach it in my own way, and the people around me are really kind. So they kind of understand my situation, and they kind of like my style. Like I bring like a foreign style to a Japanese work environment, and I think they're very open to it and they're very understanding.
Okay, that's good.
Which is very, very good, very nice of my workmates that I'm around. So that was the language is different, and also communicating with patients.
Oh,
because you get a whole variety, you get a whole range of people. Like you'll get young kids up until old people, and like when they see me, they're probably like, whoa, what the heck is this guy doing in this industry? What the heck is this guy doing in this hospital? Like there's not many big, dark, tall, handsome foreigners working around in the medical industry in Japan anyway. So they were probably a bit surprised to see me there and a bit hesitant to communicate with me. And because it's the medical industry, you have to be specific when you talk to them,
right?
Especially about an injury or something like that. So trying to communicate with them. I would say I'm like a shy person when I meet new people. Like I don't really like to meet too many new people. For me to get to know them, it takes a while. Like I'm not going to be real open and comfortable from the start. But in that job, you have to kind of be accepting to meeting new people. And you're going to have to communicate with them regardless if it's day 1 or day 100. You have to be kind of open to that. So that will take some adjusting because you meet a whole lot of different patients every day. Different range of people, girls, boys, old, young, tall, short. So you kind of have to, I've kind of had to over the years get used to being more open to communicating to meeting new people. So that was a difficult challenge because not only are they kind of hesitant or afraid to meet me, I'm also hesitant or afraid to talk to them.
Were there like hierarchy in your work environment?
Yeah, there was, but they kind of allow me to follow by a different set of rules.
Okay.
I think my working situation is different to a lot of people. They understand that I'm actually there for rugby and I have to work there because if I don't work there, I'd get no visa. If I got no visa, I won't be playing rugby. So that work environment allows me to have a visa to play rugby, but I still have obligations to work at the clinic. And there is definitely a hierarchy. Like there's the inchon, which is like the chief of staff, or what we call it, the chief doctor, who's like the boss of the place. And then there's the boss of the nurses, boss of the rehab, boss of the x-ray area, the radioactive area, whatever it is.
Radioactive.
There's that section, and then there's the people underneath. But at the moment, I think I'm like one of the longest reigning staff there at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Probably does the least work, but I've been there the longest. So like I've seen and been there while people have come and gone. Like we're on to our second chief doctor.
Oh.
And we're on to like only me and one other nurse and the x-ray guy. We're the only 3 there that have been there from the start.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else has come and gone.
Oh, wow.
So I'm pretty much like a boss. I'm pretty much second chief doctor, I reckon. So there's the chief doctor, then there's me. No, but there is definitely there is a hierarchy system, but I don't think we abide by typical working environments here in Japan where there is a hierarchy. I think it's a lot more relaxed and friendly environment. And I think that's influenced by me being in there. Like, I'm real just chill, do my own thing, go off the flow. And I think it's kind of affected the other workers. And because there's even new people coming in, that's how they see me work. So that's like they kind of go with that. They still got the rules that they have to abide by, but it's not so much strict. And I think the new chief doctor, he's a young guy. And there's a lot of young staff now. So they introduced a new young style of work. There's still the hierarchy, but it's not as strict as what it might be in a corporate situation. And the other nurse lady, she's real chill too. She's quite a foreign influence lady, so she's real kickback on that hierarchy style type of working. But I do think the hierarchy style of work is present in Japan. Would it be in your style of work?
Yeah, without a doubt. In the TV industry, there are many hierarchy is like everything kind of in that environment, because
So you follow it to the bone?
I don't follow it to the bone. I don't, excuse my word, give a shit. Because like, you know, like the reason why I even like made my own company is because I didn't want to be part of it. Like, yeah, I followed the rules, of course, because it's, you know, it's part of the Japanese culture. But like during my time when I was in a company, yeah, I was kind of strict on my juniors, people that were below me. But
Strict as in hell.
like I was kind of like, I was very emotional in a way. I didn't hit them or anything. I yelled at them, yes, but that's about it.
Would that be their fault or your fault?
Their fault. In my case, it would be their fault. But I'm the director, so I have to be responsible of their actions as well. So right now, I learned from my mistakes. So now, as a person who owns a company, I don't try to be as, you know, kind of like strict in a way. I don't have any employees, but when I work with other company, and I have people who are below me, who are under me, working for me, then yeah, I just like kind of teach them in a way, in a manner that I never used to when I was working normally.
Why do you think you were like that? Is that because that's what you saw was normal? So you acted like that as well in terms of like yelling at your juniors, or?
I think so. Like, I thought that was normal. I thought that was a part of the process in a way. So I guess I kind of got influenced by it. Regardless of whether you are from a foreign environment or not, you kind of get influenced by it. But
So it was quite heavily present.
yeah,
We're talking about Japan film industry or the American?
Japan film industry.
Japan film industry.
Because I don't know about American film industry because I never worked in it before. I only worked in, I used to work at a movie theater in America. So during that time, you know, it's a chill workplace. There are hierarchies, yes, but like, regardless, like it's all about skills and like whether you have the, you know, hunger to grow as a person.
That's I think that's.
Yeah, so as long as you have that like need to become the top, to be the best, then American work, like Western work environment is like suited for you. And that's kind of like the thing, that mindset that kind of brought me into Japanese culture. So I had that pride in a way as well of being the best. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to gain skill quickly and become a director quickly as well. I didn't want to be an assistant director for like 5 years and then become a director. There was no way. I wanted to take that, not a shortcut, but I wanted the fastest way to gain
You wanted
experience.
to make it to the top,
Yeah,
as quick as you could.
yeah, with a lot of experience, you know. And that's luckily I got that experience. So, and I became in that position for now like 4 or 5 years now. I've been a director. So
was it tough for you coming up the grades as would have started off as AD?
yeah, it was tough, very
What were
tough.
some experiences that you had from like your director or your bosses? Some bad experiences that you had?
Bad experience would be, so I had this, I was part of this show. It was like a special show during Christmas that was gonna be aired on Christmas. So we had a month. We didn't even have a month to film it, but we had like 3 weeks to get it ready. to be on air on television. So we were in a separate team. I was with this one other director filming, and then we went to other locations. So I had for my first job, I had quite a lot of experience in a way, thankfully, during that short period. But it was during the time when still like overtime work was a normal thing. So we were late at night. I was like in my second day of not sleeping in. It was like a final day. Like it was the day before we had to air the show, and we had to fix a lot of things on it. It was like a 2-hour show, so we had to fix it. And then I kind of made a mistake of getting the material. The director was like angry at me for that. So that scared the crap out of me a lot. So that was a very eye-opening experience. Since that day, I decided not to make any mistakes in a way.
So put fear
Yeah.
into you. So you're working with fear.
Yeah, I was working with fear in a way. But I changed that fear into strength to motivate myself to like do better next time.
So do you take a better responsibility for that? Do you think it helped in a good way or a bad way?
I think it helped in a good way because I take a lot of responsibility to the job that I do. I don't make the same mistake twice.
But do you think that can also work in a bad way though?
It could make me want to not be in the work environment, to run away from it. But luckily, like what made me like stay was when I saw my name on a TV screen. That made me like, oh, I worked really hard for it. My name is on the TV. Like it's the first time I ever saw it, my name on TV. So that kind of made me like, it motivated me.
Bit of pride in what happened.
Yeah, like, oh, I made this show. I was part of it. That was something that to this day I still love about TV.
Yeah, I think that's good for you, how you use that to motivate you to change. But I also think there's some people in Japan that take it really negative.
Yeah.
And they disappear. I think we talked about it before, like people just lock themselves in their rooms.
Yeah.
Distance themselves from society because it turned their back on them. So they turn their back on society in general.
Yeah.
And I think especially, I've never been a part of it, but I've only heard stories of it, of how like a lot of corporate world in Japan is like that, how like they just tear down their juniors and yell at them, maybe sometimes physical abuse, more mental abuse, I think. And it can either motivate some or it can break some. And I do think here in Japan, you do hear a lot of stories about just people being broken from those episodes of where they've had their bosses or their seniors yell at them.
Like in my industry, like what I thought that I will never do to my junior is that make them go buy lunch just for me. Like give him money. Like of course you'll give them your money and then have them go do your errands. But like I've seen like many directors do that. I had directors tell me to do that as well. So I kind of like made my own kind of like promise that I'll never do that to my junior. So I haven't done it. Like unless like they were willing, kind of, you know, like they said like, oh, I'm gonna go to the convenience store, do you want anything? And if they ask me that, yeah, if you could get me that, just use my money, like buy whatever you want, then I'll do that. But from me saying that, I'll never do that. If I wanted something, I'll just go get it myself. So that's something that like a lot of things that my seniors did to me, I don't really do it to my juniors.
So do you ever have like despite against some of your
Oh yeah, of
seniors?
course, yeah. Oh yeah, a lot. I wanted to kill some of the people. Like strong words, but like
names?
Yeah.
No.
I won't give names.
Company names? Hey, come on. Let's go. I can help you.
Well, yeah, there were many times that I wanted to do like just like strangle these people, but And there were times when I lost my temper, like many times.
What do you think got you through those tough times, though? Apart from seeing you being motivated, like, was there a way that you outlet yourself, or something that helped you mentally refresh, or something like that? What did you do to use as an outlet to get that stress all out?
That's a good question.
Like for me, when I get frustrated with days and stuff like that, or like sport just doesn't go well, I literally just escape. Like I'll just escape to like nature or something like that. Or just where there's no signal, or just chill.
Oh, detox yourself.
Just detox myself from society. Sometimes like I detox myself in terms of like I'll just chill in my room, like just sit there and be lazy for a day. I can't be lazy for too long. That's why I know I can only do it for a day. But I think just shutting everything else, it can be a good thing, because like people might be worried, like if you shut off in a bad way. But I need to like just get away from everything and anyone. And that's how, like in terms of sport, I will just detox myself from everything. Like I'll just chill just chilling in my room's okay. Chilling in my room, watching TV, watching a movie, just putting my phone down, just not caring what time it is, what day it is, just shutting off, or heading to nature. I love going to like the beach or the river and just chilling, finding like my own secluded spot and just being one with nature. That's what I use as an outlet. And also talking to my mum, talking to my family, talking to my mum. That is very helpful, because I don't know why, but my mum always knows what to say. Like sometimes I was like, oh, I hate this guy, I want to punch this guy's face in. She might say, do it. But when she says that, then I don't want to do it. Like she just knows what to say. So finding that support base, or for me, was something very helpful. And escaping away, just shutting off. Those were my two outlets. What about you?
Mine would be, I guess, like during that time I was video game. I just like shut myself away and just don't care. Like what you said, like, you know, put away your cell phone, not look at it, don't care about the time. I just like concentrate on it, like look at it and stuff, just play it all day. Just shut away myself from society in a way. But like you said, like, you know, I can only do it for so long.
Yeah.
So I do come back to reality, to like work again. So that's one way for me to like kind of like refresh myself. Another way that I usually do is like I just watch a bunch of like YouTube videos that time, just to study about like editing and stuff. That's what I did a lot.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's to gain knowledge, to gain more skill. So that's what I did.
So you just try improve your skill.
Yeah.
One way to work on not being down on skill is to improve it. And so yeah, that's actually good, because now that we've started this podcast and stuff like that, like I don't really listen to music anymore. I listen to podcasting now. I love listening to, especially podcasts in New Zealand and Australia. I always listen, and they're quite long, so you can just chuck it in your pocket and just listen to what they have to say. You might only be listening to like half of it, but you're still like intaking knowledge, intaking stuff. So that's a good point. I actually sharpening the tools, sharpening a knife to improve on something is something that's really helped me.
Because like practice makes perfect, you know, as a sports player, you know that. And like listening to other people's like content, learning from it is another way to like improve yourself. I mean, like communication skills is not something that you gain in a day. Like you're supposed to hone that skill a lot. Not even like, you know, Steve Jobs didn't become a good presenter within a day or so. He worked for that. He knows what he did. So a lot of great people are like that. So like that's why like I think only you can stop yourself from growing. That's why I never say never in a way. I don't think that nothing is impossible. Everything is possible if you put your mind to it. When people say they want to fly, they flew. When people want to go to the moon, they went to the moon. Like anything is possible. So that's why like I didn't want to limit myself to that. So that's why I kept myself motivated working. That probably what kept me going in the working environment. In Japan, like it was completely different from the States. So I guess that got me through.
Yeah, I remember like all the challenges I faced in the work industry, like trying to take on this job at the clinic. Man, like sometimes it would just like frustrate me. Like I have no clue what they're saying, no clue what to do. I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to deal with that person. But like if you either live or learn, that's like even in sports. Like I don't think it's win or lose. I think it's win or learn, or live or learn in terms of life. And if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. And growth can't be made without change. Growth can't be as impossible without change. So I've always like lived by those sayings, like just stepping out of your comfort zone and just doing it.
Yeah.
Because you won't lose. Like you started there, you can only go forward. You can only go up.
Yeah.
Set the standard there and go up. And I think in terms of working in Japan, I think for a lot of people, it can be tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a foreigner coming to do a working holiday here, it's a complete different environment and it can take time to adjust to, because it is a real strict, like you're saying, it's a real strict and disciplined work environment, no matter what industry you get into. There isn't much foreign influence. Well, there is now in some foreign present countries, companies in Japan, but most are run off their traditions of Japanese run style work. So I think for anyone that travels over here and that gets into it, just take time to adjust to their culture. Like you still have to respect the culture here.
Yeah.
You still have to respect the tradition. Like you're in Japan, like this is Japan's country. You still have to follow their way, but don't change yourself. Just always just respect their culture, but give it time. They will adjust to you and you will adjust to them.
Yeah, like it's easy to like give up.
Yeah.
And like when you get here, like yeah, it's tough. Like people look down on you and then say like, oh, you're a foreigner, there's no way you understand the way, you know. Like but nowadays like people are more understanding.
Yeah.
And a lot of like, you know, most of the time foreigners are much more knowledgeable in Japanese culture more than Japanese people. So that's one way of like, you know, right now Japan is trying to implement a lot of like new type of like culture into their original culture to spread words and stuff like that. So working environment is changing nowadays, but yes, there are like bad work environments. Like that's why we call them black company.
Yeah. That's a real dark topic.
Yeah. So like the television industry, there are a lot of black companies. Like even designing companies, any company that kind of relates to like, you know, overtime work that requires time to do things have mostly black companies. So it's unfortunate, but like it's hard to tell what companies is good and one company is not, because you know everyone says the right thing, but once you go into it and you work for it, you know, you start to learn what the company is all about, and that's when you find out. And just because it's a huge company that's you know, well known doesn't mean it's a good company. So like it's, I don't know, I can't say much about like, you know, what's a very good working environment in Japan, but because there's not a specific work environment. I think that's something that you choose, that you create, like you do in your own work environment. You created that environment in a way, and you kind of influenced other employees to be in that kind of environment. So I think that's a good thing. For me, like that's how I do it, my work as well. Like whenever I'm in charge of a program, a show, I try to not be, I don't make it like a strict environment. I make it like a fun environment to make sure that like, it's a fun thing to do. Like, you know, yeah, people make mistake. There's no point in like yelling at them for it. So how are you going to fix that mistake? How are you going to fix that problem? It's like problem solving in a way. So I think that's the main thing as a person who is a lead, who leads these projects, you kind of have to think about that.
Yeah, I do think like Japanese people in work environments, they're so used to being told what to do, so they wait for you to tell them what to do it. I do think taking initiative is something that can improve in the work environment in Japan, especially young people. They just wait to be told.
Yeah. A lot of young people, like even especially in my industry, like a lot of young people like wait till they are told what to do.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't think for themselves, think before I say anything. So it's difficult.
Yeah,
in a way.
that's when like I can understand like when top people get frustrated or stuff like that. In that way, I can understand why you get frustrated. Like I just really dislike people that just don't take the initiative.
Yeah.
Like it's something so simple that they don't use their own energy or their own head or their own brain to do it. And when you can't do something like that, then the problem is not the work environment. The problem is you.
Yeah.
And that's when the person at the boss or whoever has every right to be angry.
Yeah. Like I'm not a very good teacher. I know that for a fact. I can't teach my juniors like how to do it, because how I earned my skill, how I learned it, it's different from like how other people could earn that skill in a way. So they have to find their own way of technique. So it's difficult. Like I can do it. Like I have this mindset, like I can do this. Why can't you?
Yeah.
I have that mindset. So it's not a good mindset to have, but like, you know, people aren't limited. You only limit yourself.
Yeah.
So
and like we said before, like you can sharpen your tools.
Yeah.
You can sharpen your knife to become better. You can improve yourself. You just have to challenge yourself to improve it. Like just like in sports, like I don't mind teaching younger people, like younger players, but like I don't want them to be like me. I want them to be better than me or create their own style so that they can have their own thing. Like if there was 15 of me and a rugby team, we wouldn't be very good. We'd be good at one thing, but we wouldn't be good at other things. Like we got a lot of power, but we got no fitness.
I'm practically the opposite of you, actually. I always wish I had a clone of myself during my work, because you know, like my job requires a lot of like, you know, in your case you have a special position. You specialize in a certain position. But in my case, I have to specialize in like many type of positions. So I have knowledge like camera work, like live streaming, like environment where I have to like do music, switching cameras and stuff like that. Like this one work I had last time, which was like a show that I did for like a Fuji TV. I had to do a live stream. It was like only a 20-minute stream, but like regardless, like I have to think about what kind of like things to get out, how to set up the camera, how to set up the sound, and then like how make sure that all the stream goes smoothly and stuff like that. I had to do all that. So that's when I wish I had another me in a way. It's a bad thing to think, because you know you have to teach other people to do it.
But let's say you wanted an employee, you had and you had a job like that. Would you be open? Like, because you've got your Pacific way, because you have to do all 5 jobs. We'll say there's 5 things, and now you only have to do 3 of them, and then the other person has to do 2. But maybe the way that they think is different to you. Would you be open to that, or would you want them to think like how you thought the set should be?
I would be open to that, actually, because you know, like my way of doing it is my way, but I can't force another person to do it my way. If they have something better, then I definitely will welcome that. Like what I expect from my employees, if I had one, is to have their own way of style, like to do things. Not like my style is one sort of example. If they could do something more from it, if they have their own style, like kind of like change it, combine it, make it better, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
if you don't have that like hunger, then do what I say. That's how I think, you know.
That's that's a good point.
That's my mindset. I don't know if it's it's not a good thing, I'm pretty sure, but like, you know, that's my way.
So you know how you had what's some things that you would have taken that you take from your seniors from before that you implement now?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So in terms of how you're a bit emotional before, in terms of like yelling at juniors, do you still do it now, or like what's something that you didn't really like but you understood that you do now?
So I don't yell at my juniors anymore. One thing is that I have my own company. I'm my own employee. I don't have an employee right now. So in a way, I don't really have the need to kind of like yell at the other people. No, I don't yell at anyone anymore. I just have fun, you know, working. If it's stressful, yes, but I just still have fun. But what I implement right now that I saw from my seniors is, one is like how you lead the environment as a director. So when you're a director, you have to know everything. You have to know what you wrote. You have to know the next scene. You have to be able to be in charge. That's what I take from my seniors, mainly. But other than that, everything else is self-learned and self-taught and copied. I copy from other like cameramen, how they work it. I copy from editors, how they edit their videos. I copy like, you know, how they create a bunch of like lower thirds and stuff like that. I implement it. I look at it. I ask them questions. I take it into me, implement it, make it my own. That's how I do my things right now. So
would you say the Japanese work environment has helped influence you in a big way or not so much?
I think it influenced me in a big way, a good way as well. But that's my way of taking it. I just happen to be in that environment, and I like, if I was raised in Japan, I probably will not have this mindset. I could say that 100%. Because I worked in America, because I have experience in America, and because I was raised in an American environment, I have this mindset of not wanting to lose to other people. So I have that hunger. I have that like way of thought, like challenging thoughts. So I don't want to lose. I want to be better.
Yeah.
That's the way I think. So
yeah. I think that's like in Japan, all work environments, like some have that mentality and then some just rely on the seniors just to do everything for them or wait for their action so that they can be moved. But I do definitely think a big influence of foreigners here in Japan have helped kind of change that mentality. So I do think it's on the better, like I don't think Japan can never get rid of that black environment. Or that over time rule that they have. But I do think they can, over time, there's going to be better influences to help create better work environments, especially for young ones. And I do think younger ones, when a couple of years ago, they would have been exposed to it. And now that they've made it up the ladder, I do think they are changing that environment here in Japan slowly. Yeah. Very slowly, but hey, it's better than no change.
Yeah, that's true. Like, Japan is starting to change. Younger generations are starting to become more, wanting to change the environment. Yeah. There are people who actually make their own company and stuff just to change the environment in Japan. So that's one encouragement that I can get from these kind of younger generation are starting to do something about it at least. Yeah. Rather than taking it in, accepting the society as it is. I mean, Japan, they say they're 20 years late when it comes to certain digital stuff. Yeah. Digitizing everything. They're 20 years late compared to other countries.
Oh wow.
So it just shows even though if they work nonstop, they're still not the top So they're still late in
Yeah.
some fields.
I actually just like realized that like in my sport, I don't dislike our staff, but I do dislike some of their thinking that they have. And one thing that I realized at camp was that they're real big on quantity over quality. So they're like, if we do 20 trainings in 1 week, we'll become stronger. Not that we done that in 1 week, but like that's like what I felt like their thinking was. Like we, in the period of like 6 days, we had, I would say about 15 to 16 training sessions.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
In the period of 6 days.
Wow.
And like, maybe the first 6 were good quality, but then your body's getting tired. Your mental's getting tired. Everyone's just like over it. But we're still doing the other 6 or 10 more because they think like if we do this amount, we're going to get stronger. But as we're doing more, our quality is getting lower. So are we really improving or are we not improving? Are we getting worse? And for myself personally, only because I felt like my body was falling apart, I was getting worse and worse as time was. I was still doing it because I felt like I had to, but I could feel that my quality of training was going down just because I was waking up in pain. Like my feet were killing me and it would take like half the day for my body to wake up. But by that time, there's only 1 training left. And I just missed out on 2 sessions before that. So I do think here in Japan, especially the work environment, especially like how we're talking about overtime, and just they might have like days off, but they don't use it because they can't. They feel like they can't. But I always think like, they always think quantity over quality.
Yeah. Like,
when I really think it's like you have to have good quality.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you know, in my case, like in my industry, it's like thinking about your budget, like within a budget. Like, yeah, I could edit a video, work my ass off for it, and then make it like the best quality, and I still only get paid like what? Like what if the quality itself is like, you know, like $100,000 worth of quality, I only get paid like $1,000 for it, you know, just for that one thing, regardless of how hard I work. That's the reality of it. So that's why, like, you know, it's not a bad thing, but it's a waste of time. You know, like there are certain times when you have to like kind of take a break, kind of take it easy in a way. Working hard is a good thing, but overworking that's a different story. Yeah. So it's, I guess like that's some things that in Japanese like culture that kind of needs to change in a way. Especially in the working environment, especially in like sporting world as well, like where nothing is like correct. You guys have like multiple ways of like training, and nothing is one true way of working.
Don't get me started. Like we're getting deep here. But like, yeah, like sometimes I think they rely too much on training skills, like sessions, when like some of it you've got to rely on your own natural ability as well, and your own natural instinct to be able to improve on. Like learning skills, sharpening your skills, like we said before, very important, but it can only get you to a certain point. Then you have to be able to use your own talent in a certain way, use your own skills in a certain way, use your own initiative to natural ability to help increase that even more. Like you can only get to a certain point. Like once you're leveled out at 100, you can't get any higher than that. Like you can do 100 more trainings, but just like on PlayStation games or video games, once you level out 100, you're done. You finish that level 100, you finish. You can't go anymore. But because there's so many things you can and so many techniques where you think you can improve yourself on, you just force yourself. But there's been a time where you have to rely on your own natural ability. your own natural instinct to help. That's the only thing that will help continue to improve. So I think in the sporting world, for Japanese people, I think trusting their own natural ability and learning their own instincts and trusting their own technique and stuff like that is very important on top of learning skills and improving those skills.
Yeah, I think that's why, like, seeing like a lot of like Japanese sports players that goes abroad to play, and then they improve on
they
themselves
improve
like
massively.
Yeah, I think that they
Stepping out of a different environment and stuff
find
like
their
that.
own way.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a one way. Like, if you're working in Japan, like Japanese people don't go out into the world that much. Not a lot of Japanese people are, they have that kind of like hunger to go out, the need in a way. But like with those who go out into the world to work in a different environment, to force themselves to work in a different environment, they change. They see Japan in a different way, like different perspective in a way. So I think like this is one way of thinking. One improvement maybe Japan could have is like, it needs to be more globalized, I guess.
Open-minded.
Yeah, open-minded.
Yeah, I definitely think that as well, because a lot of people that I know, especially the Japanese bros that I have, like some of them are really globally minded. Like they really think, like they want to go work overseas. They want to improve their English. They want to travel more. They're really open to improving their future opportunities. Where there's another side, it's like they're just okay with what they're doing. They're okay being just normal. Like sometimes I see it like some of my Japanese friends, some of them have a passport because they like travel. Some of them have never even owned a passport.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like when I was in New Zealand, I was like, if you didn't have a passport, I was like, whoa, that's just weird. But like here in Japan, it's like, oh yeah, I've never had a passport. Like my Japanese parents, they've never had a passport before.
Oh really?
They've never traveled outside of Japan.
Oh wow.
But my two older brothers, the two Japanese older brothers, they are the most global people ever. Because they're real globally minded. Like one of them lives in New York now, or maybe San Francisco, I'm not too sure where. But, he lives overseas now. A couple of my teammates, like some of them love to travel, some of them never owned a passport.
Oh wow.
That's like how you can see, not that they're not globally minded, but they just okay with being where they are now.
Yeah.
And Japanese work environment, there's those two mindsets as well. I don't think there is a middle ground, but you've either got to take the effort to improve your skill or you just be where you are. There's like no really in between.
Yeah, definitely. But Japan definitely, like, we'll see like how much it's gonna change right now. Seeing like how a lot of like foreigners are starting to work in the Japanese environment, and we see a lot of foreigners working in Japan as well. Like especially convenience store, there's a lot of foreigners now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of foreign presence now throughout Tokyo anyway.
Yeah,
especially in the city areas, a lot foreign friendly. So definitely open. Quick question, future wise for your job now. What's your plans? You gonna employ people, or you gonna expand on your business, or what?
I want to expand on my business. I want to make it bigger. I don't want to be in that one state all the time. I'm not satisfied with where I am. Never satisfied.
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps me going in a way. I want to make it bigger. I want to grow more. Of course, I want an employee. I don't want to freaking edit every day like by myself. Like I want to, pass on my knowledge to other like people. So yeah, if I have the opportunity, I definitely
create that foreign style work environment.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, nice.
I don't care. I don't like in the Japanese environment. Yeah, you should probably implement some, but not all. Like each company has their own work style. So
nice. So you just want to keep on expanding on your company. Nice, cool.
But yeah, thank you all for watching the show. As always, if you liked it, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more content like these. If you have any last words, Jayden.
No last words other than I'm gonna love and leave you. I've always loved talking to you and love talking to our peoples. But stay tuned because we building. We on our way up. We're just starting.
Oh yeah.
Watch this space.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna love and leave you. See ya.